don't care now. You just rather watch me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it off, you'll see who had it all. You had it all. You said you wanted to fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. Oh, going in. Fall into oblivion. Fall into oblivion. Forget about the world we're living in. Fall into oblivion, oblivion. I'm going in. You can't fall asleep when you're counting stars. Get it together. Your mind can't sleep when you let it serve. I know you wanna see me fall. From a quarter mile, I can see you at the call. Think about it, ring won't tell you what I saw. When you break it up, you'll see who had it all. You had it all.
Hello everyone and welcome to the fourth round of the Race Spec F1 Esports PS4 Pacific Series Tier 1 League. My name is Lachlan, and I'll be your commentator for tonight's race. Thank you everyone for joining. I do apologise for starting the stream a little bit late, but we are here at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya here for the fourth round of the championship. I'll bring up a little track preview here for you guys. As you can see, 4.655 kilometer circuit, 16 turns, 2.892 miles, 2 DRS zones around the circuit, one on the main start finish straight, and then one on the run heading through turn 9 up to turn 10, which should help with some overtaking opportunities. Let's have a quick look now at your driver standings. As you can see, GeForce Crichton leads away at the moment. He currently sits on 58 points. Then behind him is GeForce Ford in position 2, leading GeForce Yanas in position 3 for Ferrari on 43 points, 15 points behind Zach or GeForce Crichton. Then it's Swaggy in position 4 for McLaren. Both McLarens in the top 5. They're doing a really good job at the moment. Then it's Aaron in position 5. P6, Wogboy for Alfa Romeo. P7, Crossy. P8, Pure Gold. P9 is GeForce TP. Then rounding out your top 10 is GeForce Todd in that Racing Point, currently on 12 points. We're going to have a quick look now at your constructor standings. As you can see, McLaren lead the way at the moment on 75 points. So they're doing a really good job at the moment. They lead the Mercedes-AMG Petronas team on 59. Then it's Ferrari in position 3, P4, Red Bull. P5 will be the Racing Point team ahead of Alfa Romeo in position 6 on 22 points. Haas in P7. P8 is the Renault F1 team on 15 points. P9 Williams who has 10 points, and then AlphaTauri rounds out your constructors standings on 1 singular point. We're going to go over now to our main screen because the drivers are out in their qualifying session. 10 minutes remaining for them to set the fastest lap time possible. Let's quickly go through your order here real quick as well, since they have already started the qualifying session. As you can see, it is currently our championship leader, GeForce Crichton, who leads the way at the moment on a 14.5 at the moment on the soft compound tyre. I will be able to confirm for you in a minute what the strategy is, but he currently sits on pole position 1/100th of a second, or less than 1/100th of a second, I should say, ahead of the McLaren driver, GeForce Ford. That is GeForce TP for Haas in position 3. That is Giannis in position 4 at the moment for Ferrari. Pure Gold on a 14.838. He currently sits in the 5th spot on the 3rd row of the grid. At the moment, it's Isaac Kush in position 6 on a 14.871. Very close between all our drivers at the moment. James H in P7. P8 is GeForce Todd at the moment for Racing Point, leading Gaming Berg and Spilly, who rounds out your top 10. Plevs in position 11. XX to Wogboy in position 12 for Alfa Romeo. He's the last of the drivers that have set a lap so far. He's a little bit off the pace, so he's going to try and improve that. It's Aaron, Swaggy, and Crossy who have not set a lap time as of yet, but GeForce Giannis now takes provisional pole position on a 14.359. Let's see if he's able to hold on to that. That's a really good lap from the Ferrari driver. But if I am correct, the strategy here for the Spanish Grand Prix is a soft to hard. So we'll see when the drivers opt to come in to the pit lane to change onto the tyres, but obviously they will all most likely be starting on the soft, so we could potentially see some of the drivers outside of the top 10 start maybe on the medium or the hard tyre and see how that goes for them. They'll be hoping for a safety car sometime during the race. Try and find a driver who is on a lap. It looks like that's a Haas driver of GeForce TP. Let's try and ball with him as he's heading through the 2nd sector. Sorry, just fixing up my mic. As he now heads through this long left hand, or this fast left-hander here. Camber changes a fair bit throughout the corner, and he's unfortunately invalidated. As you can see on the right-hand side, the track scored in red, so unfortunately for himself, he's now invalidated. Wogboy's also gone up to P2 now for the Alfa Romeo team. It's a good lap from himself up into position 2. Looks like Pure Gold's on a lap. Let's try to board the Renault driver as he heads through the long right-hander of turn 3. Keeps it narrow, you can see, minimizing the track distance. Heading up to turn 4 now, using all the curb on the entry to maximize the corner distance. He's 4/1000th. Sorry, maximize the opening of the track. That still doesn't make sense, but anyway, he was 4/1000th of a second up on his time heading through the 1st sector. So let's see if he's able to improve on that. Is now Swaggy's jumped up into position 2 for McLaren on a 14.477. Let's see what Pure Gold can do. He's going to be coming up to that 3rd sector line very shortly. He's just up at the moment, just under a 10th. Little lock up there heading into the hairpin of turn 10s. That's not going to really help him. Hit this long right-hander. Patience is key through here and keeping up that minimum speed. Heading through the final sector now. Final section of corners through the final chicane. Absolutely jumped straight over the curbs and now up to the final corner. Little snap of oversteer for the Renault driver, but let's see if he can improve on his time. Opens DRS now. Can he go up any positions? He does improve, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to go up any positions there in the end, so he's holding on to position 8. But as I just said before, GeForce Swaggy now up into position 2 for McLaren. Really good lap there from himself. GeForce Crichton's on a lap. Let's ride on board the Mercedes driver. As you can see, he's heading through the 2nd sector now. Not too sure if he's up on his time at the moment. He's now heading through this left-hander. Just flick it back to the right here. Very easy to track extend there. Penalties are also going to be a key thing to talk about here this afternoon in this race. He's going to get a little toe from Giannis. Braking just at that 100-meter board. Slight lock-up, but he still gets to the apex. Actually runs a little bit wide, but anyway, heading through the final sector now. I also did not get another delta reading, so I need to make sure I look at that. Final sector now, under the Fanatec board, into the final chicane. Nicely done. No oversteer in that Mercedes car. Heading through the final corner now. This is the run up to the line. Can he improve on his time? He can improve. It's not much. It's 7/100ths, and that actually jumped him up 2 spots. So really good job there from Crichton. He's now up into position 2, but there's nothing separating our top 5 at the moment. I'll swap this over so you guys can get a little insight. As you can see, there's a 10th there's 5/10ths of a second separating our top 10 at the moment. That is mega close. No driver at the moment is outside of a second at this stage. There's 5 minutes remaining in the session as well, so we'll be able to see what the drivers are able to do. find a driver on a flying lap. Looks like Wogboy at the moment is currently on a flying lap. It says he's 7/10 up, which I don't personally believe that, but let's see what he's able to pull out of the bag here. Wogboy heading through the second sector now. Long left-hander, very easy to get wrong, very tricky to get right. Using all the curb on entry, runs a little bit wide. That's going to cost him a little bit of time as James H gets out of the way, flat out through this right-hander turn 9. Very confident in that Alfa Romeo car. Coming up to the hairpin now of turn 10, braking at that 100-meter board. He's 3/100ths up on his time at the moment, so he might be able to just pluck off G-Force Swaggy if he can keep this up. But let's see what time he's able to make through this final sector. Oh, he makes another little error there. I wouldn't say it's been the cleanest of laps for Wogboy, but he's now heading through the final corner for the Alfa Romeo driver. Keeps it nice and narrow, and he improves to P2, actually finds a 10th of a second. Really good job there from himself. He was only 1/100th of G-Force Giannis's time, so nice job there to the Alfa Romeo driver. Ferrari proving to have some decent engine speed in the F1 games. Unfortunately, it's not the same at the moment for the real-life Formula 1. Three minutes remaining in the session now. Most cars are in the pit lane. James H is on a lap there. Let's go watch the Haas driver as he heads through the second sector now. It's only himself and XX Wogboy moment out on racetrack, or out on the track. A few drivers will be heading out very shortly to do their final runs, as you can see in the bottom right hand side of your screen on the track map. Another Haas driver of don't even know, G-Force CB, sorry, is heading out on the track now. He has a purple second sector there, does James H, so he's done a pretty good second sector. Let's see what he's able to do. He's heading through the final sector now, so it hasn't looked too bad from the Haas driver. Runs a little bit wide there. Oh, snap of overstand. His lap's done. He's going to be devastated with that. He needs to hurry up here and try and get back in to put on a new set of tyres, but he's not going to be happy with that. That was looking like a really, really good lap. I just want to quickly check now because I want to see what his sectors were like there in that final run just before they get into things. So a 27.9 and a 25.8. I think that's right. No, sorry. A 21.1 and a 27.9. I just want to compare that to Giannis. So it wasn't too far off. He's about 3/10 off Giannis. So he was looking to potentially go around that P6-ish area if he was able to complete that lap. Anyway, our pole man coming through the final sector now, trying to get himself some space for the Red Bull of, I believe, Aaron in front of him, as you can see on the mini-map. Giannis now starting his final lap now. He's got a minute remaining in the session, so this will be his final lap as he comes up to the line. Let's see what Giannis can do as he makes the long run into turn 1. Braking just before the 50-meter board, about 60 meters heading into the braking zone. Turn 2, driver completely over the curb to maximize or minimize the track distance. Runs a little bit wide there, doesn't really get the apex of turn 3. Through turn 4 now, very easy to overcook this corner and run out wide, but he gets that car turned in nicely. Didn't get a sector reading there, I completely missed it again. I don't know where the sector line is for sector 2. But yeah, heading through that left-hander, got it pretty nicely as now he heads into this little chicane type corner. Oh, he got a snap of oversteer. As I said before, the change of camber on that corner can easily make you do that, especially on traction. It's very easy to get too eager on the gas pedal. Braking just after the 100-meter board, purple second sector for Giannis. Let's see if he can improve on that. Heading through the final sector now. Didn't really get that corner quite right, I believe, but he's now heading through the final sector. What can he do? Crossy goes to pole now to 14.3, but let's see if Giannis can do anything about that. He's heading through the final corner now. What can the Ferrari driver do? Can he take Ferrari Racing Point off pole position? Yes, he can. He goes to provisional pole on a 14.1. That is a mega lap there from Giannis. I reckon he had a lot of time in that, but Crossy, P2, really good lap from himself. Let's find some other drivers. G-Force Crichton heading through the final sector now. Actually, Ford's coming across the line. And he improved, but unfortunately wasn't enough. But let's see what GeForce Crichton can do. Coming into the line, can he get a pole position? No, he cannot. Our championship leader sits in position 3. He will line up on the second row. GeForce Swaggy also jumped up into position 2. Ford wasn't able to improve on his time. Spilly up in a P7 now. Let's try and find another driver on a lap. Plebs is backed out of his laps, but Isaac Kush is coming up to the line now. Can he improve on his time? He cannot. He's a 10th off the pace at the moment. What can Aaron do? He's invalidated, and Todd looks to have backed out of his lap. Pure Gold still on the lap there. Let's ride on board with the Renault driver as he comes up to the line. And he improves, but unfortunately wasn't enough to go up any places in the end. And it looks like your session, or the session here for round 4, the Race Spec F1 Esports PS4 Pacific Series Tier 1 League has concluded. So GeForce Giannis takes pole position in the end. We'll swap this over so we can see gaps. 1/10 of a second separating Giannis and Swaggy in the end. And it's really, really close between the next 3 drivers of Swaggy, Crichton, and Crossy. Really good job there to the Racing Point driver, Crossy. He will line up along Zach Crichton or GeForce Crichton on the second row of the grid. Wogboy in position 5 for Alfa Romeo. Alongside him will be the McLaren driver of Ford. Spilly in position 7, P8, Pure Gold. P9 will be GeForce TP, and then rounding out your top 10, GeForce Todd ahead of Aaron, Isaac Kush, Plebs, James H, and Gaming Burger. We'll be back with you shortly for the start of the Spanish Grand Prix. Stay tuned and let me know your predictions in the live chat.
So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? To let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go? Let you go. So why is it so hard to let you go?
As you guys can see now on your screens, the drivers have started their formation lap. They will have 33 laps to battle it out for the Spanish Grand Prix. Just a little recap of the qualifying session that just happened. Really just bring up telemetry for you guys. GeForce Giannis took pole position for the Ferrari team. I believe that is his second pole position in a row. I believe, if I'm correct, he actually qualified on pole in the last round at Netherlands. So let's see. I think I'm actually incorrect. I think it was actually Crichton. I'm sorry, I'm really bad with memory at the moment. But Giannis took pole position for Ferrari. Alongside him will be the McLaren drivers Swaggy. Then behind on the row behind them, it will be Crichton and Crossy for P3 and P4. P5 for Wogboy, leading forward Spilly, Pure Gold, GeForce TP, and GeForce Todd rounds out your top 10 for the Racing Point team. Then it will be GeForce Aaron in position 11, Isaac Kush in position 12, leading the Mercedes driver Plevs in P13, who'll be looking to score some good points here this afternoon. James H in P14 for Haas, unfortunately didn't get the qualifying session that he really wanted to. He had a really good lap coming up for him and unfortunately stuffed up this corner here that he's heading into now. Gaming Burger in P15. Let's have a quick look now as well at this little thing that Crossy F1's actually provided us. So swap this over. As you can see, we have a little bit of statistics here between the two McLaren drivers of Ford and Swaggy. Arguably one of the strongest combos here this season. GeForce Swaggy, obviously you can see qualifying 3-0 to himself. I can't even read that second one, to be honest. Oh, race, sorry. It is 1-2 to Ford, actually. So, yeah, as you can see, you have the stats there on your screen. You guys can read it. Very close between those two at the moment. So, let's see how this progresses throughout the afternoon. But as you can see, the light sequence has now begun for the Spanish Grand Prix. 5 red lights and we are underway. Very good start there from the Ferrari driver. He's going to lead into turn 1, but does he want to be there though? Because now the McLaren driver behind him is going to get a really good toe. Can he go around the outside? Can he do a Rosberg in 2016? But he's not able to get the grip. Oh, and that's a bit of contact there by the looks of it. Oh, and Swaggy's gone. He's spun around. The McLaren driver's gone. That was definitely a little bit of lag. I can definitely confirm that for you. But GeForce Giannis leads the way at the moment. He's got a 7/10 advantage over the Racing Point driver of GeForce Cross. He's had a mega start. He's already up 2 spots ahead of Crichton. And then also Swaggy. So Crichton in position 3, leading Wogboy Ford up into the top 5 now. Crucial for his championship. He needs that advantage over his teammate. But Giannis trying to edge that gap out early. He's using a lot of battery at the moment. He's already down to 50%. But Crossy, really good start there in that Racing Point car. Really good from himself. What can Crichton do about it though? Obviously 2 Mercedes powered cars. A lot of position changing at the back here. That's an Alpha Tauri of Isaac Kush pushed out wide, and the Haas of GeForce TP, and he's spun round as GeForce TP into the wall. Not too sure what's happened there to himself. He was in a little bit of a ding-dong battle with Plevs and Aaron, I believe, and Gaming Burger. So not too sure what's happened there, but they come across the line now to start the second lap of the Grand Prix. Ignore the timing board at the left-hand side of your screen, because that is completely incorrect. It is Giannis who still leads the way at the moment over GeForce Crossy, sorry. In position 2. Hopefully this board refreshes itself so we can see some timing. Alright, here we go. Finally have some timing back. So, GeForce Crossy, 1.6 seconds now behind Giannis. So, Giannis has been able to pull that gap out. You see, looking at the back here of that Racing Point car at GeForce Crichton. As you can see, locks up the inside front there. Does the Mercedes driver, just keeps it on track though. You can see he's also coming under a bit of pressure from Wogboy. Remember, back to the Netherlands as well. Wogboy and Crichton. In the PS4 Elite Series, battled it out really good as well in the PS4 Elite Series. So let's see if these two can recreate that here this afternoon. GeForce Ford just holding on to P5 at the moment. He's about 7/10 of a second behind Wogboy. Billy's trying to hold on to that DRS as well. Pure Gold and James H are all in the same boat, but unfortunately Aaron, he's got 2.2 seconds at the moment. Oh, he's going side by side with Plevs as they go through the first turn here. Go on board with Aaron. As you can see, the Mercedes driver now up into the top 9. Nice move there from himself, but he's going to try and fight back here. Is Aaron. He thinks better and he's going to sit behind that Mercedes driver for a little bit longer. And as I said, Plevs up into P9 now. Let's see where this can take him. Aaron coming under a bit of pressure now from Gaming Burger. Giannis now 2.1 second lead over GeForce Crossy. We might see Crichton trying to make an overtake here. He is up in an overtake and he's got nothing to work with. But Crossy, is he going to fight it back? No, he doesn't. He's going to let Crichton go here. And Crichton's going to get that car up into position 2. Crossy didn't really fight it. He might try and work with Crichton here. He does have a fair bit of ERS to utilise as well. Also compared, he has a fair bit of ERS to Crichton. So let's see what the Mercedes driver can do. Well, I should say, let's see what the Racing Point driver can do. Let's see if he can keep with that Mercedes. Try and keep in that DRS and tow. And maybe they can try and work together to catch up to that Ferrari in front. Wogboy right there as well. Let's see what his plan is here. I think he's trying to pull away from 40 here as well. Trying to get rid of that pressure so he can focus on that car in front of Crossy. Spilly and P6 just holding on to DRS at the moment of Ford. Ford runs really wide and that's going to hurt him. He might fall out of DRS range here. This is allowed Spilly to catch back up now. First time penalty of the session. Gaming Burger, 3 seconds. The drivers now start lap 5 of the Grand Prix. 2.1 seconds between Crichton and Giannis. Crossy trying to hold on here. Needs to use some of that ERS to try and catch back up to Crichton. Stay within that DRS and slipstream. You can see Crichton up in the overtake now, trying to use it all as early as possible. He's trying to also break that DRS, I would assume, from Crossy behind. Quickly run you through your orders. We now have started the 5th lap of the Grand Prix. Giannis leads 2.2 seconds over GeForce Crichton, who's just made a move on Crossy for position 2. Crossy now being pushed down to P3. P4, Wogboy ahead of Ford. Spilly, Pure Gold in position 7 for Renault. He's got James H. Company right behind him at the moment. That is 3 seconds back is Plevs, who just got that move done on GeForce Aaron, moving him up into position 9. That is Gaming Burger in position 11, who is the first driver to pick up a time penalty this afternoon. Is like Isaac Cushion P12. P13 is GeForce Crossy, who unfortunately got tangled up a little bit in a little bit of netcode issues. So unfortunately for Swaggy, he's down in position 13 at the moment. GeForce TP P14, and Todd, I believe, has made a pit stop in this Grand Prix very early, so he must have. Yes, he has. So he's had to do a front wing change. I believe TP just got caught up in a little bit of squabbling between Isaac Kushberger, Plevs, and Aaron, but I was close between one of them. Isaac Kush now. Oh, here we go. Gaming Burger and Plevs. Let's ride on board with these two. You can see, Gaming Burger pretty much pushing Plevs, and Plevs has actually lost a spot to Aaron as well. I've just realized that. So what's happened there? To the Mercedes driver, he's just fallen off massively. He's lost a lot of time. I think he may have made a mistake through that final sector, which has allowed one Red Bull to go past, and now he's got a lot of pressure from the other Red Bull behind him, the AlphaTauri of Isaac Kush. They're heading through the second sector now. Well, nearly hits the rear of that Mercedes there. It is Gaming Burger getting really close to that gearbox, but let's go back to our leaders. As you can see, that gap's not really closing at the moment. It's sitting around that 2.1 second area, 2.2 second gap. Isaac Kush, 3 second penalty now for corner cutting, or multiple warnings I should say. Crossy in position 3, leading Wogboy. GeForce Ford still in position 5. As you can see now, the first driver to blink is actually GeForce Ford, so he's coming in pretty early here. This is actually when the pit window opens, but normally you can get these tyres a little bit longer, and it's a bit better to try and save some time, but he's probably trying to get the undercut, as we have seen Ford try to do a little bit this season. Looks like he'll come out in some free air. He has done so, so he's going to have some free air here to try and get the maximum, but slipstream is pretty key around here. It can help you a fair bit. Do any of the other drivers here up front start to react now to Ford coming into the pit? Giannis stays out, so does Crichton. Crossy does the same thing. Wogboy, Spilly, they're all staying out by the looks of it, so Ford trying to get a pretty big undercut here by the looks of it. Giannis still got, he's actually extending that gap now, 2.3 seconds rather, to GeForce Crichton. So the Mercedes driver doesn't have the pace at the moment. Crossy still keeping within that DRS and slipstream range, so see if we see any other drivers coming into the pit lane this lap. It is lap 8 now. If I'm correct, you don't want to pit any later than lap 9. That's roughly when you don't want to be in the pits or any later. So Giannis comes in, Crichton and Crossy follow him in. So does the Alfa Romeo of Wogboy, Spilly, Pure Gold. But James H stays out, interestingly. So he's trying to do the overcut potentially on the drivers in front of him. Let's see how this goes. Could work good for him though, because there's going to be a bit of stacking. As you can see, Giannis held massively in the pit lane there, and he's been overtaken by Crichton in the pit lane. He's lost so much time there, did Giannis. He got held in the pits. Very bad, and look at that. Crossy's also got ahead of him. Up into position 2 goes Crossy, so Giannis will be absolutely fuming. He had a 2.3 second lead, and now due to him being held in the pits and his team not letting him release, he's now dropped down to position 9. Sorry, position 3, and look at that. Ford has undercut them all. He's now up into the provisional lead of the Grand Prix. What a strategy there from the McLaren F1 team, but biggest loser out of those pit stops was 100% Giannis. His team just did not let him go when he had a fair bit of opportunity to do so. So, unfortunately, that's hurt him massively. So let's see, is James H into the pits? No, he's staying out. He's actually on the mediums, is James H. So I didn't realise that. Plebs, Aaron, Berger, and Isaac Kush are all in the same boat. So I didn't actually realise that James H was on the mediums. So I do apologise for that. But let's see here. Crichton into the lead now. He's trying to make a move here on Ford, and he's got the move done. Up into position 6 now for the Mercedes driver. TP picks up a 3-second penalty as well for multiple corner cutting. But look at that. Up into the provisional lead, or the net lead of the Grand Prix now for GeForce Crichton. Can Ford do anything about it? He didn't really put up too much of a fight on the Mercedes driver. See down the rear at the moment, GeForce TP currently 3.8 seconds behind the McLaren driver Swaggy. Then he's trying to catch up to GeForce Todd now, who had to make a very early pit stop in this Grand Prix. So I believe he may have got a bit of damage on that car, and he's had to come into the pit lane. As you can see, he got a massive snap of oversteer, but he actually went onto the medium tyre, which is interesting as well. So he might be doing a 2-stop, or looking to do a 2-stop here is Toddy. He heads into turn 1 now to start the 11th lap of the Grand Prix. He has his eyes on Pure Gold. Harrison in front of him in position 12. That Renault car will be the next person he'll catch up to. Pure Gold in a little battle here with Spilly. and Wogboy. But it's currently James H that still leads the way at the moment. He's currently 5.5 seconds, 5.6 seconds ahead of Plevs, Aaron Berger, and Isaac Kush. That's your top 5 there at the moment. Obviously, the net lead of the Grand Prix is currently with Zach Crichton. The top 5 have all not yet made a pit stop, and they will be staying out for a little bit longer. But these 3 now of Plevs, Aaron Berger, and Isaac Kush still really battling with each other. Isaac Kush starting to fall off a bit now. Plevs leads this little train at the moment. It's Crunch trying to edge that gap away from Ford. Obviously, this is for the net lead of the Grand Prix. Ford just got DRS there, 0.8 of a second, separating himself and the Mercedes in front. Crossy in position 8 at the moment for Racing Point. That's James H that's picked up a 3-second time penalty now for multiple corner cutting warnings. So that will be added to his race time at the end. Toddy's got a little bit of support in the live chat, I see. Racing Point driver not doing too good at the moment, down in position R13, but obviously it might come to him a little bit later on. But James H comes into the pits now. Do any of the other drivers follow him? No, they don't, interestingly. So Plevs, Aaron Berger, and Isaac Kush opt to stay out. So James H potentially coming into the pits a little bit too early, which I do agree, to be honest. Unless he is going to the hards, he is. Okay, so he'll be looking to do... Well, he should comfortably get these to the end, and they should be a fair bit fresher as well when he crosses the line. But look at Giannis now making a move on Crossy down the inside, heading through the first turn, and he gets a move done up into position 7 now for Ferrari. Crossy trying to fight back here. He's sitting in that toe, and unfortunately the dirty air has affected him a little bit there, the aero wash from that Ferrari, and he's now dropped behind Giannis. It was for net third. Giannis is now up into net third after the front 4 make a pit stop, and Crossy down to net 4th. You can see now some of the drivers reacting. Plevs into the pit lane and Gaming Burger as well. So Gaming Burger was behind Aaron, so Aaron opting to stay out a little bit longer compared to the other drivers that he was in that little battle with. So you get a little idea where they're all going to come out roughly around here. So James H are probably behind James H actually, so it'll be around where Pure Gold is. As you can see, Gaming Burger's actually lost a fair bit here. So James H has done a pretty good strat here by the looks of it. He's got a fair bit of a gap now. Looks like it's been a bit of a masterstroke here from James H actually. He's catching up the Spilly now. He's going to be on a little bit fresh tyres compared to the Williams. But now we're just waiting for Isaac Kush and G-Force Aaron's, the AlphaTauri and the Red Bull, to come into the pit lane to put on a new set of hard compound tyres most likely. You can see now coming into the pit lane goes Aaron and Isaac Kush. Oh, Aaron actually stays out, sorry. Again, so Aaron doing a really long stint here, so... Let's see what Aaron's trying to do here, because he is staying out very long on that set of tyres, so he's going to be undercut massively here by all the other drivers if James H has just not proven that for us. Or as I should say, James H has just proven that for us. Now Plevs, oh, here we go. Isaac Cushion, Swaggy going at it. This is the battle for position 12. And he's now up into position 12 as the McLaren driver. He needs to get some points. Next drivers he'll be coming up across will be Plevs. And then up the road a fair bit is Toddy. GeForce Todd. He's still trying to catch that Renault driver, but he's still losing a little bit of time as well. So once he gets within that DRS range, he will be able to hopefully close that gap a little bit easier. Obviously, Pure Gold is within DRS range at the moment to James H. No, he isn't now, so he's actually fallen out as Pure Gold. So this could be Toddy's opportunity to start catching up to Pure Gold in front. So let's see what the Racing Point driver can do a little bit later on. Haven't shown much of these guys yet. Will we see Aaron in the pit lane this lap? No, he stays out again. So Aaron doing a really interesting strategy here. I have a feeling that Aaron's trying to go to the softs at the end. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that that's his plan, to be honest. I don't think it's the smart thing to do, to be honest, because he's going to drop to probably last at the moment behind GeForce TP, because as you can see, all the drivers are still, I guess you could say, relatively close to each other. As you can see, the last driver across to the start-finish line now, and our leaders are heading through turn 3, so Wogboy picks up a 3-second penalty. He's the first of the front runners, I believe, that have picked up a time penalty, so that's going to hurt him a little bit later on in the race, but let's see how this pans out for him. Cross the 3-second penalty now as well, so some of the front runners starting to get some pens. Crossy's actually dropped down a little bit as well. He's been overtaken by Wogboy as well. We've missed that on stream. I do apologise for that, but now he's coming under a bit of pressure from the Williams of Spilly from behind, so let's see what the Racing Point driver is able to do. A little bit of oversteer there for Spilly. I'm going to bring up a few stats. Oh, that's actually a move potentially happening here between Mercedes and McLaren. That was Crichton and Ford battling it out. So Ford starting to pick up the pace here. He knows that Crichton has no ERS and he's starting to struggle. So Ford's starting to put the pressure on now. This is obviously for the net lead of the Grand Prix once Aaron comes into the pit lane. So hopefully a safety car also comes out as well a little bit later in the race, so all the drivers can put on a fresh set of tyres. But that's definitely what Aaron's hoping for. I reckon he'll be hoping for that safety car. Well, that's all I think he could be doing. He's going to try and extend these out super long and then go to the softs. That's all I really can think. See, could this be Ford's opportunity here? He's lost a little bit of time through that final sector in the middle sector, so don't think this will be his opportunity here. He's running in, he's not using his overtake button, but Zach is, so, or Crichton is. Well, he did briefly anyway. So I think Ford's going to try and sit behind now. He chose an opportunity to give a little fight, a little bit of a battle to Crichton, but now he's backed out of it, so I definitely think Aaron's going to try and do that one stop and then go onto the soft compound tyre. So because he definitely is just wasted it now if he's going to go onto the mediums. Swaggy now up ahead of Plebs into position 11. The next car Swaggy will have to deal with is Toddy. Spilly picks up a 3-second penalty as well for Williams. Have a few stats here as well. Massive shout out to Spilly as well for providing these little stats here. From the whole of Pacific Series. So this includes Season 1 all the way to Season 3. So massive shout out to him for getting these for us. Hopefully he updates them as well, and he'll be able to, this will be able to give us a little bit of an insight here. So we're going to head over to the Winzet racetrack. So Spain at the moment. So Season 1 winner was F1 Amazing Al, and then Season 2 winner was GeForce Crichton, back then known as Zach Crichton. So he's doing good, I'd say a good job at the moment, Crichton. He's fended off Ford for the battle of the net lead. But I don't think this will be... That would have been Ford's last shot. He's definitely going to try and go at it again. And I think Ford will be wanting to add his name to that list for the Season 3 win. And also as well, if Spilly has done this correct, or his yellow flag, and that is GeForce TP, who's unfortunately retired from the session in the pit lane, as you can see. So his team's called him into the pits, and his race is now done. He'll be scoring no points for the Haas F1 team. But if Spilly's done this correct as well, if Crichton wins here this afternoon, he will overtake F1 Amazing Hour for most wins in the PS4 Pacific Series. So... And also, I need to check as well who has the fastest lap. See, this is really good. Shout out to Spilly for giving us this. Fastest lap is GeForce Crichton, so if he can hold on to this, he'll also take the most fastest laps achieved. Still that yellow flag in Sector 1, that's just TP. Or into the pit lane now comes Aaron, so he's going to be doing a fair bit of a stint, potentially, on these soft compound tyres, if he is going on to them. He's going on the medium, so... Aaron, very interesting strategy here from Aaron. He's going to come out most likely last. Yeah, he's definitely going to come out last here. So, yeah, very interesting strat. GeForce Todd into the pit lane now for another set of tyres. He's going into the mediums again. So Toddy doing the 2-stop. He is now actually in last. Is Toddy. Hasn't been the best of days for himself. You see Ford really putting the pressure on Crichton here. As you can see, he's right on that gearbox of that Mercedes car. As they head through the second sector, dirty air really affecting him here. Not much of an overtaking opportunity, but Ken Giannis taking the advantage of this as well. Ford lost a lot of time to that final sector, and unfortunately, just due to that dirty air, he wasn't able to catch up. So Crichton on 5% ERS, Ford on 30% ERS, and Giannis on 20% ERS. So here we go. Could this be 40's opportunity now? That's not good. Oh no. My game just crashed. My game just crashed, I think. Sorry, give me 1 sec, guys. I'm just going to try and fix this up. Sorry guys, having a few technical difficulties here. My PlayStation I think just crashed. I'm going to try and get it back up. I do apologise. Come on. So sorry guys. I don't know why this crashed. It crashed at the absolute worst moment. Oh, I lost connection. Surely I have a little bit Alright. Oh no, I didn't. I've got to try and get someone else to invite me. Sorry guys, one sec. Alright, I do apologise guys for this. I've just got an invite back now from TP, so I will be able to get back into the session. I think we may have missed a little bit of it, but I'm so sorry guys. I'm sorry Breno, I don't know what happened. Alright, we're back in. Come on, let's go. We've got to see the end of this race. I hope no one's been taken out or anything, because I'm going to be really mad if that's what's happened. Alright, we'll be joining back in a second. Alright, here we go. We're back. Sorry, apologise. We're back now. I don't know why you guys can't see that. Mix that up for you guys. There you go, we're back. Alright, apologies for that, but GeForce Crichton still leads the way at the moment, so I don't believe much of this has changed. So Crichton still leads the way ahead of Ford, Giannis, Wogboy in position 4, still leading Spilly in position 5. I'll bring up some telemetry back up for you guys, I apologise for that. But we are currently on lap 24 of 33 at the moment. Why's my audio going real loud? Everything's just reset. Going to turn the application down just a little bit because it's a little bit loud. There you go. Right, sorry about that. Alright, 3-second penalty now for Isaac Kush, as you can see at the bottom after multiple corner cutting warnings. But could this be Ford's opportunity here? He's heading through the middle sector now, or sorry, final sector now rather. He's pretty close to Crichton, but he did get a very big snap of oversteer there. That might hurt him, and he's not going to have the best of runs, but Crichton trying to defend that inside line. As you can see, he's also trying to break that slipstream. Heading to turn 1, he's going to go to the outs, inside line, switchback maneuver, and Crichton holds on to it. He was so deep under brakes, and he just holds on. There does 40. What a move. What a deep, nice defense. I've lost words at the moment. What defensive driving there from Zach Crichton. Sorry, I just completely had a mind blank there of what to say. It's all good. GeForce Crichton, so Giannis still putting the pressure. On these two in front of him, so if these two do start to squabble or do push each other off the track, Giannis is right there. Obviously, Giannis was looking like he had a fair bit of a chance to actually win this race, but unfortunately his team in the pit lane completely screwed him over. Wogboy's still right there as well. James Hage has done a really, really good strategy here. I reckon he's definitely up for my driver of the day anyway. He's currently he is up for driver of the day at the moment. He's up to position 5, and he's only going to improve here because he's got fresher tyres on all these cars behind him. So, unfortunately, we haven't been able to see what's happened to Crossy, though, because he's dropped down to P7 now. So, unfortunately for Crossy, he's lost a fair few points here. He will still be scoring points, but won't be as much as what he would have before. Is Crichton still trying to extend that lead at the moment. to the final section. They now go. Crichton's got a decent advantage here over Ford, but can Ford get a good run off this corner? He's only just going to get DRS here though, is Ford. He's not Crichton using that overtake to defend from that DRS. As you can see how powerful it is here. Ford's not even using any overtake at the moment. Giannis trying to keep up with them as well, so is Wogboy, but James H now starting to pull away from Spilly. This will be his best result, I believe, this season if he can hold on to it. I'll double check that for you right now. James H, this will be his best position this season. Currently, he's only scored once in this season, and that was his best finishing result of 8. So yellow flag, sector 3, and unfortunately GeForce Toddy is now the second driver to retire from the Spanish Grand Prix. He is now out of the race, so we have a Haas and a Racing Point now added to our retirement list. So unfortunately for Toddy, he'll be scoring no points here this afternoon. Didn't even try and go fastest lap than Toddy. Anyway, they now come through the final corner to our leaders. Hopefully Toddy's car does not get in the way here. Ford trying to defend, Crichton trying to defend, I should say. Coming to the dying stages of this race now, 5 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. Oh, hopefully Toddy's car gets out of the way there. As you can see, it's not really in the ideal position. It's not Toddy driving, but yeah, he just was in a bit of a bad spot. Oh, James H. Oh, look at that. Spilly's been held up here a little bit. That's unfortunate. Toddy can't really do much. He did retire in the pit lane, but yeah, he couldn't really. It's not really Toddy's fault, but yeah, it's hurt Spilly just a slight bit. What are you referring to, Superfly? Yeah, I'm not too sure what you're referring to. Let's see, there's 5 laps remaining, 4 when they cross the start-finish line. Let's see what they're able to do. So this will give Crichton a good lead over GeForce Ford. Giannis looks like he might be able to make a move here potentially on Ford. He's got the run here. Wogboy's not really close enough. They both have DRS, but they're both also conserving. Has allowed Crichton to have a little bit of breathing room. They start the 29th lap of the Grand Prix. Wogboy just holding on as well. Needs to try and get a little bit closer if he wants to have any chance of winning this Grand Prix. Not much happening at the moment. While it's quiet, I want to quickly check time penalties. So GeForce Crichton on his last warning by the looks of it there, so he needs to be careful. Oh, 40 has a couple of penalties here, so 1 penalty and he is on his last warning. Giannis currently is on his last warning. Wogboy 3-6 and is on his last warning, so 6 seconds for Wogboy. And then James H has a 3-second penalty. So Ford and Wogboy both have penalties, and Giannis and Zach or Crichton do not. So Gaming Burger just picked up a 3-second penalty and down in position 13 at the moment. Just checked it for you there, Breno. Overtake now for Crichton. Just trying to use it up. And so is 40, he's also using it. This battle is starting to brew up now. They're coming to the dying stages of this Grand Prix. 40 and Crichton and Giannis are on their last warning. For corner cutting pens, so they need to make sure they stay within the track limits that the game allows. And also they need to be pushing as hard as they can. If I'm correct as well, Giannis does not have a win this season. I'm going to check that for you. Actually, no, he does. I lied. Sorry, he won in Bahrain. As I've said before, I'm pretty forgetful of things. I do apologise for that. But Wogboy really struggling here at the moment. He does have a fair few penalties, so I think he's mainly trying to not lose any time, unnecessary time here, is Wogboy. Then Ford, obviously, with that 3-second penalty, that could hurt him later on if Giannis or Crichton don't get any penalties from now on. But we're about to start the 31st lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. As you can see, Crichton, 1/8 of a second lead at the moment over GeForce Ford. You can see Crichton trying to break that slipstream. He's doing his one defensive maneuver, which he is entitled to do. Into the second sector now. Crichton trying to edge that gap away. He'll be on for taking, if Crichton can win here today, he'll be on for taking the most wins of any driver in the PS4 Pacific Series. He's currently equal at the moment with Amazing Hour, F1 Amazing Hour, who's unfortunately not with us anymore, of 13 wins. So let's see if Crichton can do that here this afternoon. We're looking to make it his second win here as well in the PS4 Pacific Series. But he's not really close enough at the moment. It is Ford. The Wogboy's starting to fall off that train as well. James is actually starting to catch up with this pack, so that's not really good for Wogboy or Ford, because if James gets in within 3 seconds of Ford, this could be bad for him here. As Crossy's now jumped ahead of Spilly. He's going to be coming around here. Oh, Spilly's been pushed wide again. What's happened to Spilly? He's got a puncture. He does. Front left puncture for Spilly. Oh, that's unfortunate for the Williams driver. He is now going to be pushed most likely out of the points. Spilly's race is done and dusted. Unfortunately for the Williams driver, he's going to be scoring no points here this afternoon. But our leaders now are coming through the final sector. They're about to start the final lap of the Grand Prix. What can Ford do? He's going to need a mega final sector and final lap here if he wants any chance to get up into that lead position. And Crichton and Giannis need to make sure they don't get any penalties. But here, as you can see, all of them up into overtake. They're all using their battery now. Wogboy's fallen off massively. He's going to drop down a lot of positions here. But can Giannis do anything about Ford? I think this is going to be the main battle on racetrack that we need to watch here. Gaming Burger, another 3-second time penalty down in P12, but let's keep with our front runners at the moment. Wogboy out of DRS range. What can Giannis do? Can he have anything to do about Ford? And can Ford have anything to do about Crichton? These two of Crichton and Giannis need to be absolutely errorless here. Make sure they get no time penalties, because if they do so, that's going to drop them down positions and help Ford. See, is Giannis close enough? He's really not close enough at the moment. He needs to use that overtake button, which they all are doing. As you can see, it's the final lap of the Spanish Grand Prix. It's probably the last overtaking opportunity here, but Zach Crichton, GeForce Crichton, rounds out through the final sector now. If he just negotiates his final corner without getting a time penalty, he does do so, keeps it well within the track limits. GeForce Crichton comes up to the line. He takes the Spanish Grand Prix, and he is now the most, how do I say it, successful driver, I guess you could say. He's won the most races in the Race Spec Esports PS4 Pacific Series. Congratulations to GeForce Crichton. Giannis will come home position 2 in the end. Unfortunately, Giannis wasn't able to convert that over from pole position, but he takes home P2. I'm sure Ferrari will be very happy with that. Ford will come home P3. Then it'll be Aaron in position 4. That strategy actually ended up working for him in the end there. Not on track, but after time penalties, he was really good with those. So he's going to come home P4. Wogboy P5. ahead of James H for Haas. P7 will be Crossy in the Racing Point. We'll try and also get some post-race interviews for you guys here this afternoon. You guys can talk with our podium getters and driver of the day. I definitely agree with that one. James H, 1999, really good job from himself. Did a really, really good strategy. You see our podium getters there now on screen. Congratulations to the Mercedes, Ferrari and McLaren team. Some really good points for all of them there. Now, as you can see, our provisional results here for the Race Spec F1 Esports PS4 Pacific Series Tier 1 Spanish Grand Prix. G-Force Crichton takes his second win, I believe, of the season. Give me a sec, I know I've definitely got that wrong. It is his second win, I've got that one correct. He takes his second win of the season and takes the most wins out of any driver in the Race Spec F1 Esports PS4 Pacific Series. Congratulations to him. Giannis will come home P2 for Ferrari, Ford P3. He rounds out your podium. Then it's Aaron Wogboy, James H. Crossy, Swaggy Plebs, and Pure Gold rounds out your top 10. That'll be Isaac Cushion P11, P12 Gaming Burger, Todd in position 13. And unfortunately, Todd was one of our retirements, so was TP. And unfortunately, Spilly got disqualified in the end. We'll be back with you very shortly for some post-race interviews. Stay tuned, and we'll be back in a minute.
Close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. See the horizon turn us to thousands, and we'll grow in number, fueled by them to see the horizon turn us to thousands. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And and
All right, so here we have our top three from the Race Spec F1 Esports PS4 Pacific Series Tier 1 Spanish Grand Prix. We have Zach Crichton. Unfortunately, GeForce Giannis wasn't able to join us due to some technical difficulties, but we do have GeForce Ford here, who finished P3, and then also a special guest joining us here on the panel, GeForce Aaron, who came home position 4 in the end. We'll start off with you, GeForce Crichton, one of the, now the driver with the most wins in the PS4 Pacific Series, believe it or not, out of all seasons. So congratulations to you, mate. Obviously didn't get the best of qualifying that I think you would have liked to, but managed to take home the win. No audio from Zach, I guess. Alright, sorry, Zach, you have to start again. Sorry. I had you muted. Go.
Alright. So yeah, that quality wasn't too bad. Started at P3, then yeah, for the race, didn't really get a nice launch, that's for sure. Seb got me, and then Swaggy lagged a bit, then Seb's car was inside, then yeah, I had to run a little bit wide there, then managed to clear Seb, I think, on lap 3, lap 4, and then softs really died towards lap 7, and then yeah, pitted lap 8. I think that was Giannis's race, but so yeah, that was quite unfortunate for him getting stuck in the pits, so it was very unlucky for him. But yeah, managed to take the lead there, then just had to block Bailey. But yeah, there's a few close calls into turn 1, but somehow managed to hold on to it. But yeah, I'll take that.
That was very unfortunate there as well for Giannis. His team just did not want to let him go. He lost to Crossy and yourself. But we'll move on to you now, 40. Obviously came home position 3. On track you finished P2, but unfortunately time penalties got the best of you here this afternoon. Talk us through your race. Got a good, decent qualifying, and also if you want to give us a little insight to what potentially happened there on the first lap with your teammate, GeForce Swaggy.
First up, I didn't touch Swaggy at all. Oh, right, but just in general, right. Yeah, qualifying in P6, it didn't feel like a P6 lap. I felt like it should have been a lot better, but, yeah, it was very close in quali, so I had to work with what I, make do in qualifying and look forward to the race, so, yeah, off the line, I kind of just, consolidated that P6 position until turn 2. I think Swaggy lagged a bit and got caught up in Crossy's car. I think it was something like that. I'm not entirely sure. I was kind of focusing on the cars around me like Wogboy and I think it was Zach. So, yeah, something happened between them and there was no damage for Seb. It was just ghosting between them both and, yeah, Swaggy spun around, but I just had to focus on my race from there.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously was a good race in the end there from yourself, but we'll move on to you now, Aaron. Very interesting strategy there from yourself. I personally didn't think it would work as good as it did, but didn't finish on track where I think you would have liked to, but ended up coming home P4 in the end.
Yeah, what a surprise, to be honest. Yeah, had a really bad quali, started 11th, thought I'd try something different, and I knew the hards runners would, their tyres would die in the end, so I thought my mediums would come in clutch, and they did. Thankfully, I kept it clean on the pens, and that jumped me up from like, I don't even know, 8th or 7th to 4th, which is very surprising.
Yep, and obviously as well, I'm trying to think what I was going to say. Was that always your strategy planned there as well, taking out super long on the on the medium compound tyre, then going, sorry, I'm confused myself here, starting on the hard compound tyre and then going really long onto those mediums?
Well, not initially. I wanted to qualify in the 10, which would have given me obviously soft hard strat, but yeah, as soon as I was 11th, I just knew I was going straight from hards to mediums.
Congratulations there to yourself, mate, on position 4 in the end, taking home some good points for Red Bull. But thank you guys, that is all from me, and we will see you guys next week. I can tell you what the next round is. It is going to be the Azerbaijan Grand Prix in Baku, so let's see how that pans out for our drivers. But thank you guys so much for joining. Congratulations to our podium getters and GeForce Aaron on finishing position 4. My name's Lachlan, and I'll see you guys next week.